Here is a fine but puzzling little story by Maxwell Conroe. It's called A Harlequin's Jest. In this story, the writer shares with us, the listener and reader, how he reminisces about life, seated in his library at night. But then something completely unexpected and magical happens. I am very pleased to read for you this touching little story, A Harlequin's Jest by Maxwell Conroe. I dream of some far-off, lazy days and stare deep into a slowly burning candle on my desk, contemplating how nice has been my writing project. It is late at night, and time seems to have paused with a never-ending night still lying ahead. Wow, see that? From a tiny column of blue vapor rising straight upwards from my candle emerges a weird figure, a harlequin. Giggling and provocatively dressed, she adds a new dimension to my thinking. At once, she addresses me. Maxwell, you seem a heavy-hearted thinker. Will your thinking lead to anything truly creative? I myself am not even sure what it means to be creative. My main purpose in life is to entertain. By the way, my name is Adeline.
Thank you, Adeline, for taking the trouble to come and see me. What brings you here? I have a feeling that you harness great wisdom. Would you be prepared to divulge some of your thoughts?
Why would you be interested in the thoughts of a harlequin? Your mind is continually obsessed with finding logical answers. Perhaps you are unaware, but the mind of a harlequin follows a different trajectory. We see no need for logic. All we are interested in is creating an illusion and surprising our audience.
I see. But what is the purpose of evoking illusions and surprise?
Oh, Maxwell, you are a hopeless sort. Just imagine if time would reverse. All your linear logic would contradict itself.
Adeline giggles and can barely stop herself from continuing doing so. She also keeps turning pirouettes and periodically pauses to bow elegantly from time to time, even as she speaks.
In a reverse time world, aging would mean old people grow younger every minute. Wisdom would evaporate into innocence and ignorance. Death would be followed by life. And eventually you would cease to exist by shrinking in size, followed by splitting gene packages into sperm swarms and an infertile egg cell. How would you like that?
Well, that's an interesting idea, I say, hoping to buy some deliberation time. But Adeline immediately snaps back at me.
You have no clue about how important time reversal could be to restore order on Earth. All the mess made would be made undone. Products would be dispersed into pristine raw materials, and all deep scars and holes dug and drilled by man into the earth for profit would vanish. Just as fast as these products were made in forward time, they would unravel and disaggregate in raw materials when time is reversed. Biodiversity would be restored very quickly, unless we apply the time reversal for too long. Earth would disaggregate as well, and its pieces would eventually vanish into the black hole where all matter in our universe originated from. A harlequin's view is that man's efforts to survive are futile either way. At best, one can freeze time in a moment of joy, laughter, enchantment, or even sadness and despair. The senses and the soul can usurp emotions. This is a way of living and of expressing oneself, which is quite different from suppressing emotions for logic's sake. Causal logic is a human invention that is short-sighted and pointless as usual.
I reflect on what she had just stated and try to explain. Adeline, for us humans, time is of the essence. I believe because we know we have short lives and should use our time wisely. Are you saying that is wrong? She giggles once more and then looks me sternly in the eyes.
Maxwell, of course that is wrong. The more you time your time, the less time will be left for living. Planning ahead for your next meal is one thing, but scheming and plotting for longer-term goals is not my thing. Neither will mankind be successful in its quest to direct its future trajectory. But that's beyond me. Instead, I love to mess with timelines and timeliness. Imagine how timelines and timeliness would become utterly irrelevant if time turns out to be a human illusion. You probably do not really believe me when I say that your time is up. A big flash lights up the room, and next, only white smoke remains where Adeline, or her avatar, had just stood.
How should I interpret that my time was up?